All right. We are live. I'm also streaming on my main channel and my secondary channel. So let me make some adjustments and we're going to boot up our world or our server because we are partnered with Sticky Piston Hosting, and you can check the link in the description just whenever if you want to purchase your own server just to have fun with friends. It doesn't have to be modded Minecraft. It could be a Minecraft map, SMP, or anything, and you can just use their services just to run your own events or your own worlds. So we're just going to go dive into OritechCraft, and I'm going to turn on my timer. So now we have 2 hours, but the difference is the timing is slightly bit different. So now we are back in our laboratory. We're going to have to do some extensions on it. While I'm eating dinner. So we need stone. Okay. Let me check steel. Oh, I wish I could make like armor, like steel armor. Exo helmet, slime helmet, quantum helmet. Interesting. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a maybe a diamond shovel. I know there's like some mobs around here, but we can go ahead and start clearing this out. And I know this lab is going to get a little bit wider and more lengthier. Alright, so we gotta make this go downwards. And the reason why I want to stream this again, because I think it's just fun. Because there was like more things that I was unlocking, but I was working with like a limited amount of time. So I decided to play some more. Might use some of the dirt just to level some of the stuff out. At least that's one way to use up our dirt around here. To smoothen or to terraform. Some refreshing sprites. Okay. Hmm. Yep, I know the horse is just watching me doing a lot of changing to the area. I'm just thinking, that's all. All right, 3 more blocks. So I might be able to patch the rest of this. Then we'll go ahead and check the furnace to see if the stone is finished. Because once we make this lab a little wider and bigger, we can do more experimenting. Might make a few more furnaces. Can't pick up an anvil? I can't pick up an anvil. Alright, I'm gonna set it right here then. Okay, then we're gonna put our third furnace right here. And let me check the fuel. I wish we can make like a jumbo furnace. But this does mean I'll have to do some more excavating. Yeah, I'm just gonna build anything to defend my work. Since we're making more room, that means we have more room to place our stuff around. I wish I can actually pick... Oh yeah, so I can pick it up. That's interesting. Don't want that to break. All right. Then we have this. I think this is like regular tools. Then we have trash cans in this. Yes, we do. Okay. I can try to avoid this. All right. I'm not sure if I heard my mother. Sometimes it's supposed to relax, but sometimes they get pulled into reality. Yeah, I think she's calling me for another reason. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is do something like this. I remember back in the days, I remember when you get interrupted by your parents, you have to hide behind something so you don't get jumped by like other mobs. So I'm just gonna do the same thing like this. And just mute the mic. Alright, have returned. Let me turn on top chat. Alright, so let's just continue on what we've been doing. That's all I can focus on. Focus on my progression. some gold, some dense diamonds. I would say I've been collecting a lot of diamonds. I could probably mine it like, I might be able to excavate this as this looks like a 3x3. Okay, so even when we break this, it opens into like another area for exploration. Uranium. I know uranium is highly radioactive. Interesting how we're handling these metals. Because in real life, we shouldn't even be being that close to them, since they have a high heat index. Right now, I'm just going to collect whatever, and let me just finish this 3x3 hole, and then I'm going to go right back up to the surface and process more of these metals, or just see what else I can work from the quest book. So once I excavate this hole, then I'll report back to the surface, and then I'll have to do some more builds to the laboratory, since it will always extend as my mind extends. So I'll have to check the quest book to see what else I can make to make things even more efficient here, instead of just using furnaces and all primitive things. Okay, it's daytime. So right here, this is the lava generator, and I think I might just move it back in, since I think all we just got to do is add like another plating on it, and then it just starts holding lava, but it will still technically count as a generator. I could probably move this. And since we can go to the nether, I might think about making some redstone lamps. Since I highly recommend that instead. So I'm just gonna put like one torch out here just for now. I know I have to do some more smeltery, but I know I'm gonna have to start making some more things. But who knows? That's if I want to extend it to what, maybe like 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'll say last time I did 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's if I want to add like another 25 minutes for like to do some more researching. Just making sure this lab is secure. And I think it's going to also get more and more bigger too. This will definitely make it where creepers can't come here and just destroy everything. It means if I accidentally stand in one spot, or if another player stands in a particular spot, the blast resistance off of these will help, and they will reduce the damage done here. Because if everything was damaged, it would definitely not be good. Alright, so I think for this part I could probably make it as tall, just like this structure. It makes it very hard for zombies and other mobs to get in. I think the only mobs that can still get in here are spiders, or anything that has the ability to crawl on walls. I am thinking about crafting those trash cans, and I am being shot at. Now we gotta get back up here for the other side. See, we have enough though. All right. Okay. Hello, how are you? Hello, Halo. I'm just vibing. It's not much of a base. I mean, I would say this is my house, but I use prefabs blueprints. Over here, and I'm not sure why I opened the door to a zombie. Over here, this is a laboratory. Every time I kind of play Minecraft, I kind of build like a box, but I would say this place resembles my mind. Now you're just teleporting everywhere. So what you're seeing here is a laboratory. You get some more stone and make a trash can. Okay, cobble deep slate. Okay, so it can't be converted to nothing else. So I need to... Okay. So it seems like it's... Okay, so I have to smelt that. Alright, I think I'm cool. I might be able to make like 2 trash cans. I could have just used this chest. Don't forget to recycle. Exactly. Trash can in my house, and a trash can in my laboratory. I think I should place it maybe like right here. There we go. So now we can put our trash in here, but I still gotta be careful. I don't want to accidentally throw anything that I may need. Multi-shot. I'm not sure if I want to hold on to that. Maybe there's probably somebody that uses crossbows. Might have to see. Chest. Oak chest, sophisticated storage. Okay. It can be dyed. Okay. So we can make an iron chest. So there's like different mods in this. Interesting. Okay, that's interesting. You build force to store and craft weapons. I'll say we have many ways to play. I mostly play like I'm a researcher or a scientist, because I naturally do that. So I mostly just build and just see what happens. Because my mind and my experience sort of just tells everything. Okay. Just gonna cut some trees. Alright. So there's no deforester unless I make a chainsaw or something. I can probably do that, but I have to check the quest book. So right now I'm just getting myself warmed up like normally. And then I can start doing things. Imagine if I tried making the Oritech armor. That would probably be pretty cool. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be some different recipes. It's interesting I chose a spot close to a ravine. I think that's a zombie playing music. Okay. There's a little advancement there. Alright. Gunmetal ingot. We can actually make firearms. A hang glider. Okay, I think this is pretty useful. Okay, leather and some sticks. I think I know what the hang glider is from. If I could recall, I think I see that one from Greg Tech New Horizons. We actually made hang gliders, which is pretty cool. I bet they were amazing. Because when you start adding other add-ons in there, it just makes it feel more surreal. I also tried out, I think it was like another add-on, which was, I think today it was Expanse. It was about space. I think I like that add-on because it kind of reminds me of Ad Astra and OritechCraft Legacy. But I would say I think one of the add-ons I like was, I think I'm talking about a different thing now. I think the add-on I like was Galaxy Space for OritechCraft Legacy. You can actually, you know, be on one of the moons and just see Saturn up close. Like, it's pretty cool. You know, it's old, but it's pretty cool still. Just gotta see if that's in Greg Tech. But getting back to Expanse, I would say it's still pretty cool. Even though the moon might be empty or barren, but still a nice place to explore instead of you being stuck in the overworld all the time. And mostly my showcases these days, they're mostly unedited. Because what's the point of editing everything when the mod itself is the experience? And is there a way to make leather? Let's see. I think we're covered. Just put rotten flesh in a furnace and then you get yourself leather. A dog would have to like herd cows and such. Oh, it does? I know there's a lot of add-ons. I know there's a lot. Like I always say, there's always going to be a lot of mods on the internet. It's going to be hard to showcase everything, but it's going to take a lot of time. Like I don't see myself trying to speed run all of that. I'd rather just hit record and just check into the mods out of curiosity. Alright, so this one requires that many. How many do we get from this? 2. Alright. I want to see how the hand glider behaves in this version. Not sure if I'm actually making it right. So we got a glider wing. Let's see. Okay, so it's the same thing. Okay, so we have 2 glider wings and glider framework, nothing but iron. Oh, okay. I think one of the mech add-ons that I showcased was, I think it was like survival mechs. I'll say that was like one of the mech add-ons I tried. It was very interesting. I mean, you can actually get a lot further with the prototype as well. That's if you just want to like collect, you know, wood and stone very easily. But I have always thought about if it was like a possibility to make an add-on like pack or anything like that, where it has like the Aether, I would say some of the most, you know, known mods or add-ons into like one series, and I just play Bedrock Edition. But I have always been a Java player, and it's kind of hard to swap from one to the next when it's like I'm always going to be around, you know, a system that constantly changes. So now we have a hang glider. We're going to have to try this out for science. Because again, I used it before, so let's see how this works. Okay, so you can see that we can definitely glide across. That's actually pretty cool. I'm not sure it's like an elytra, unless I want to use fireworks. I think to make fireworks is paper and gunpowder. I might as well try that for scientific reasons too. I'm going to try some gunpowder and paper. So we gotta walk around the house. You know, I did not really build this house. It just kind of just got placed here. But still pretty useful. And can I also equip this on my chest piece? No, you can't even equip it on your chest piece either. Okay. Okay, gunpowder. And some paper. Fireworks. I mean, this is going to be pretty dangerous, but it might be worth a try just to see how it works. Let's see. Okay, this is kind of weird. Let me try again. It's so weird. I'm trying to see if I can like try to use the firework, but I don't think it works like that. Well, at least we are trying. So it doesn't work as I thought. That's unfortunate. But now we have ruled out you can't use both of those things at the same time. Take care, Halo. I'm very thankful that you stopped by. Alright, so let me just take this out of my hand. Get this all smelted. Alright. I'll say this might take a little longer just to get the stone bricks, since we have to still wait on those furnaces. But let me go check the quest book though. Escape rope, a waystone, warp stone. I don't think we have any emeralds or pearls, so we don't have any of those. White sleeping bag. Basically, if I ever go long distances, I can always equip this. But I have to think about if I'm really trying to venture out a little more. Just gotta see if I have any wool. But there is a lot of sheeps, so I can probably just start shearing just to get a few. It's best to have a sleeping bag. And I've gotta see if I have any like magenta dye or anything, so I can dye it to like a different color. Let me just use this. Okay. Oh, you gave me 3 pieces. Thank you. So now that we have 3, take this sugar cane. Trying to see what else. Okay. What is over here? So we have some gold. I'm gonna use vein miner. Yep, my pickaxe is literally dead. Like very broken. So all we just gotta do is look for I mean, even it could just be a pink sleeping bag too. I mean, I love magenta, but I would say I could still choose purple, pink, and then fuchsia, which is still magenta. All right, so I'm just gonna use these peonies. This is what I'm gonna use, the peonies. I'm not sure that's how you say it, but peonies. And how many you get? Pink dye, pink dye. I'm gonna make a pink sleeping bag. So I'm gonna get the gold. How much durability does this thing have? 25. I'll still say we are making good progress, because normally if it was like an hour and 30 minutes, then it would be kind of insane, and it would just feel like I've wasted more time. And I know this is like some sort of farm, and I could just take the potatoes and such, but I don't think that's in my agenda. So now we have a white sleeping bag, dye it with a different color. There we go. So now we have a pink sleeping bag. I can sleep on the go. But now I am thinking about going into the Nether and get some glowstone so we can, you know, start powering this up with redstone. I'm going to use some redstone blocks for this, because that is what is going to happen. And since that would just mean I'll have to put one like right here. And all we just gotta do is just place down a redstone lamp. And let me check out redstone lamp. Or lamps. So it seems like we can only make a redstone lamp. We can make a dark lamp, but I guess that's a different color. I actually want to see what this is about though, because that does look a little bit interesting. But once I add this, this will definitely bring some light to this laboratory. And also place one right here. Normally I use lanterns, but I gotta start stepping up my game a little bit. I start adding some useful lighting instead of just using lanterns. Alright, so now we have all these open pockets. So I think this is where I should go ahead and just get the just go ahead and get the redstone. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with tough or cobblestone slabs. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of some of the blocks here. Yeah, stone bricks I'll keep because I'm still going to try to fill up most of these areas. But we have diorite, tough, granite, dirt. I had to start getting rid of some of these blocks here. So I'm gonna go into the Nether again, and safety reason, just put on my gold boots so we don't have to deal with the piglins nonsense. Okay, so now we have returned. So what we're gonna go ahead and grab is that glowstone up there. But I want to see which one is the nearest. Any nearby glowstone area? I think I do see one, and it's right there. We got a hoglin. Of course, this species, the most aggressive species. So let's just get up here. Okay, that is what we want. That glowstone. Okay. Can I use vein miner for this one? Nope. So it doesn't have vein mining. But luckily I can just tread around this carefully because we don't want to fall down. Plus I don't want to accidentally break one of the blocks and it just turns into, mines out of vein. And then it's like I wasted the durability on some tools. Or materials, I mean. Okay, that's gone now. I can also see some gold and some iron. I mean, not some emerald, I mean. Honestly, I think I'm starting to see more emerald in these situations. But now that my diamond pickaxe has been destroyed, now I have to check to see if there's a possibility to, I guess, get more. Or there's a way to mine without actually having to use those tools. Because we have charger stations now to charge our items. Let's just go right back into our loft and relax. Right now I'm just taking a little bit of a break. Now we have been recording for, or streaming for like 56 minutes. That does mean that I am totally immersed. So now that I have some glowstone, let's go ahead and make those lamps. Because I definitely want to get away from using torches and try to focus on using more redstone. I think I can also, let me type drill. Inderic compound. We don't even have that. I wish I can have some inderic compound, but I gotta use like a centrifuge, which, okay, I don't think making a centrifuge isn't that bad. I don't even think it's that bad. But I'm not sure what's the difference is. Like you got one that's glass, motors, and an iron block. Wow, this here has different platings. It's still interesting though. Iron. I'm supposed to be making what? A chest? Means I use my iron up. Alright. Hang glider. Torch. I think it's only just going to be used for like the miner helmet. Or the mining helmet. So what do I do with this? Okay, so that's how I repel the helmet. With torches. Brilliant. Brilliant. I didn't know that, but now I know. floor is almost finished. So I think the only thing I can do is continue mining until I get something. Let's just read the quest book now. We also have mega torches, nature's compass. It seems like I'm easily being sidetracked right now. Magnet. This is pretty useful if you want to, like, you don't want to drop anything accidentally. Okay. We have basic chunk loaders. Disenchantment. It's technically just like making an enchantment table, but more inverted and requires lapis. Okay. XP tome. Okay, this reminds me of RLCraft. But I need pearls. I don't have any pearls. Let's check into Oritech. Lava generator. So it means I have to add a core. It's like so it's probably one of these machine cores. So it just needs wood and a crafting table. Okay. All right. Let's see how this works. There we go. And I think this is where we're supposed to put our lava in. Because that's why they gave us a bucket of lava. So let's just put it in. So now we are getting energy. I'm still trying to figure out. There's also add-ons. Means we could probably add a few more pieces on here. Okay. Allows a generator to produce steam instead of RF. Input water at this add-on and extract steam from it. Okay. So it requires fluid pipes. And let me see about copper plating, stone, steel, copper. So I would still have to go and see if I can get some more iron then. All right. Bucket. Wrench. Axe. I mean, mostly be underground. Backpack. Okay, I see packed up backpacks. Okay, a chest. So a chest, leather, sticks, and string. Okay. So I think this can go either way. If I use this, I'll have to get leather and stick. Let me see. Let me see here. 4 pieces of leather. 5. So I think I'm naturally just gonna go with this one then. I guess that's the reality. Alright, so I ate all my chicken sandwiches. Now, the only thing I have is my Sprite. Alright. Okay. Let me check that furnace. Now let's go ahead and make the sophisticated backpack. Tier 1. Can we... Let me make a copper one. If I go copper, if I check iron. If I use copper, it's cheaper. Okay. So I'm just going to cover it with copper. Okay. So I can equip this on my back as well. Okay, so I will have to make some controls to my keybinds. So the B key, Tom's. Oh, so we also have Tom's simple storage. That's also pretty interesting. That's if I want to wire it up. Create waypoint. I would have to set it to keybinds that just kind of like override, but I still want to I just want to use to open the backpack. Okay. So I think what I could add is a crafting module, because that is pretty important. So we need a chest, upgrade base, Oof, that's expensive. But now we have a backpack on. And when we have a backpack, we can store tools, items, and essentials. So now we have that. I don't think I need any shears for anything. Not that I can think of. And I will say, since we have a backpack, we can always pull our axe out when it's needed. Okay. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, sleep in my comfortable bed, and just go down and explore under the caves, because there's always something down there. Because I think all we just need is a lot of material, and also I may have to set like an indicator or a waypoint if I ever get lost. because I will have to try to avoid getting lost in these areas. And my phone is finally charged up. That's good. I'm just going to use these torches as like little repairs for my helmet, since I will have to just use the waypoint and just mark it down when I have the chance. So I gotta like do something like this, or yeah, I gotta do something like this and type in I'll say I might just put like an X to indicate I don't want to get lost here. And then all I just gotta do is look for some iron veins. Okay. Okay, all we just need is to get some iron. Oh, we found a chicken jockey. I was not expecting a chicken jockey. No, stop it. We had to stop the chicken jockey. Alright. If I have fortune, I would definitely be taking advantage of the dense ore. But I know we still need like more iron just to make some steel. Unless we have the ability to like make like a machine that can somehow make a lot of iron. I think it's possible. But I'll say the good news. Since zombie flesh is not just annoying waste, I can actually use it for other things. And then can we also slay Enderman? But you still don't drop nothing. Okay. Okay. That was just a lot of things happening at once. Okay. And you still like, you have like a lot of health. I was gonna get, let's see. Ow, that hurt. Let me see if I can try to pickpocket. Oh, I can't pickpocket him, huh? So that would mean I will have to build up. You will still need to build up. Ow. You hit pretty hard, man, for... I think the reason I'm trying to see here is if I can try to get his backpack, but I don't know if I really want the backpack. So I'm trying to see if I can try to, like, pickpocket him, but... I mean, he can have it, since it might just be nothing, really. Since I already have one on my back. But I have been knocked down here. Because I was trying to look for some iron. That's all I came down here for. Okay. That's a lot of string. Then we gotta find our way back. Okay, so this was a safe one. Sharpness. Okay, that's good. Bones, sugar, some books. And there's also another dungeon. Trying to see if I'm trying to make them hit each other. There we go. Fire protection, name tag, Strider shoes. I'll take fire protection. All right. Okay. So we came up through this way. Spider. What is that? That looks like some very important material. Let's see. Okay. So what is this? Oh, so this is coal ore. I thought it was like something a little more rare. I think I have to make like, I had to like make the rare metal. We gotta avoid those skeletons. All right. All right. So you just brought back some more material. But it does feel like I should go ahead and build a very primitive machine that just converts, it just puts it through the blast furnaces and it goes through hoppers. And then we just go to see what we can do from there. Since I probably just want the machinery to continue, it may be the most primitive thing set up, but it's going to work until I start making things with, I think, with more complexity. So I'm just going to go and collect some wood. I should grow some trees nearby, unless there's like a way to make like a tree cutting farm or like a farm for trees without actually having to break the trees. Because I think the goal is to also reduce manual labor, or say virtual manual labor. And all you just got to do is just walk up to it, or you can just stare at it and it just works. Can't believe that vein mining is very helpful. So all we gotta do is just get enough wood and then make hoppers, and then we can start setting up a very basic system that's only designed to only smelt metals. Only metals. But it does seem like once you make the blast furnace, it's always, immediately towards metals. So since it's going to be mostly towards metals, then I just have to wait until I actually come across something interesting. I know it's like electrium and then some other metals, but it does feel like those type of metals were crafted manually. Like, I'm not sure I can like put it in the machine and it just turns into like something else. And I open the backpack. First, let me just put everything in here. Gunmetal ingots. we are eating up a lot of bread. At least we are on top of our grain. Okay, apples. I always have to equip the enchanted golden apple when it's needed. Tons of string. Allows wearer to stand on lava while sneaking. Okay, if I wore these, I could take that off, but I'm going to repair it since it's still some good. Okay, do I have any more torches? There we go. There we go. Enchanted books. Fire protection, sharpness. Sharpness or respiration? I'll say sharpness. Okay. I'm gonna pull the stuff out now. Put this in the... Yeah, put it in the smoker. Put the metals in here. Boots, I'll definitely wear you. And I will just... I think I should keep those on since it will give me an indicator that I'm wearing Strider shoes. Allows wearer to stand on lava while sneaking, which means I actually have to sneak on the lava, like Frostwalker. Let me just check some crafting upgrade, because I think now that I have the ability to do this, but I have to still set up the system. So let me just put in some iron, get those smelted. Split up the load. We have a name tag that can be used to like name something. I don't know what I'm gonna name in particular, but I think when the time comes, it comes. So, okay, so since we do that, okay, I should go ahead and craft. I would say since I might just put in the fuel manually, that would mean 4 hoppers. 4 hoppers. So 4, so 8 times 4, 32, right? Yep. 32. Okay, I just need like one more. Okay. And I'm trying to see if I can try to get some more stone, because we're still short on stone apparently. I'll say right here, it's not going to be perfect or anything, but it's going to be very primitive or primitively set up. So I'm going to move these and put them over there. That means I can still use the blast furnace, but probably would be using a different recipe. See, and then just put 2 chests on the top. Let's supply these machineries with fuel. Again, if I actually have to put fuel in, I will have to manually do it. So it's still manually done. Now let's get the metals processed. You can see that we have so much metal here and uranium. I just know that we can't really do anything with uranium yet, unless I want to put uranium on the side somewhere just to give it like its own category or its own space, because it is in fact highly radioactive metal. but somehow we're in close proximity to it. Oh, we already have signs. There we go. Now I can just go ahead and collect some stone, maybe on the side over here, just to at least get some machinery going. Unless I want to set up like another system or another machine that just turns cobblestone into stone, and I could probably make like more things, but I'm not sure if that's necessary. And I found the water. We only got, what, 25 minutes left? Because I did say 2 hours and 30 minutes, but who knows? It might be still 2 hours. I would say it depends on how far I'm getting or how sophisticated I am with it. If it feels like it's still, if it's like, I think if it gets overwhelming, then maybe that's where I, try to chop it up into bits so I can like focus on like the next objective. But I think my objective is mostly learn more about Oritech, because right now I'm still trying to like construct something, making some machines. The lava generator produces energy, but I think right now I'm just still trying to learn, trying to connect it all together. I could just use my sleeping bag. Okay. So now all we gotta do is just wait for some stone. Wait for some stone. But I can just look at the quest book. I was just looking at something about extra steam. I'm not sure they're talking about the generators. I mean, I might think about putting steam for this one, but who knows? I might pull the fuel out of these. This is the charger. That's if I really want to like reorganize everything. I mean, I could always do that. And there's also another blast furnace. Let me break that one. So when you start removing things, it starts to become a little more cleaner. But it also means the items that you once had now becomes reused for a different purpose. All right. Okay. So that would mean I will have to move this. I'm not sure this thing is already naturally charged. But since this is going to be a charge station, not sure in what way this is facing. Not sure I can like turn it around. I'm trying to see how I'm trying to turn it. Yeah. It seems like it only goes this way. Okay. So if that's going to be the case, so be it. And I just remove one of these. Here's my wrench. still have some basic generators. And I think for the basic generators, I am going to... Okay, I mean, I could make it still, you know, stay on part of one of these. I mean, I could still do that. I mean, I could. Okay, so we have basic generators. These things are powered up with the power of heat. Then we have to use fluid pipes just to send the current. Okay, then we connect you and you. Now this is going to start receiving a charge. We'll check here. I hope these are enough blocks to like cover most of this. Nope, still not enough. But you can definitely see our machines are working. Now we just gotta get some more stone. And then we're gonna check the quest book. Because I know the steam, I'm not sure I'm supposed to connect that to a, like, I'm not sure if the lava generator is gonna get something like that. Because it seems like it can receive modules. And I was just thinking about it. And it does feel like I should put one for like stone, but I don't know. I'm not sure if that's like a waste. All right. Yeah, I think this is the one that probably receives an upgrade. All right, so now everything is being smelted. I can check the fuel, put some more coal in there. Again, it only is going to smelt the metals. I know there's like more. I think I might do some for nickel. Nickel and platinum. Nickel and platinum. Okay, yeah. Nickel and platinum. Put that in there. This should be enough. Fill in the L. And now the floor is finished. So now what I can do is look at the quest book. Steam boiler add-on. To make this, I will have to get some fluid pipes, adamant ingots. How do I get those? Diamond and nickel. Okay, I think that's why they were giving us diamonds from the get-go. So we had to use diamond and nickel to get this. That's a new metal. Okay, so we have 10. So now that we have 10, then we have to get a copper and stone. Copper and steel. So we gotta do steel again. Okay. So do I actually have to get like coal? Let's see. Let's see. It seemed like it's only coal. Steel dust. So I have to actually look for actual cold deposits now. A lot of zombies. There's a lot of coal. Steel. Okay. So let's go ahead and make the unit copper stone. Okay. And a fluid pipe. Strange. How do we get silicon? Raw silicon. Quartz dust. Sand. Strange. So there's like two ways. But one is coal dust, adamant. Wait. Certus quartz. I'm trying to see how can this even be crushed. We have nether quartz here. I think there's like something. There's something in this that's skipped. A tree cutter, exo leggings. Steam engine. I don't know if I actually want to do this part because I can always go this way, which is making motors. I think I should just focus on something that seems tangible. So let me just, because I don't think we have reached the fluid pipes yet. Okay. To make motors, bookmark, steel, magnetic, nickel. Okay, we got a motor now, which we have a pulverizer. Okay, so I believe this just pulverizes things, which turns things into dusts. If we make exo leggings, like the diamond, but faster, increases movement speed. Wow, I had to make a lot of reinforced plating. I might make that. Let me just collect another motor. Tree cutter. Okay, so if this is a tree cutter, I believe this may also require energy. But I still want to make my own chainsaw. Let's see. Pulverizer. Okay, if I make a pulverizer, I would need what? Block of iron. Luckily, we already have these pieces. So I think we might be able to make our first pulverizer then. Pulverizer. Mark this recipe. There we go. Now we got ourselves a pulverizer. Crushing it. So this is technically our crusher. Hook it up. Now it's wired. Is there any energy? Oh, hold up. Wait a second. Let me break this. Because this is totally different. I want this to have energy. Okay. So that means I gotta keep these things charged up. So I had to still get some more coal. Just gotta get some more coal. Yep. Just need more coal. Now we got ourselves a pulverizer. More metals. Wires. It seems like you do need a lot of steel. So right now we have a pulverizer. Since we made the pulverizer, to give us more platings. Enduric compound. If we use the pulverizer, which is the ender pearl. Okay. This would technically mean I will have to see if I can try to hunt down an enderman. Because I need the enderman's ender pearl. Give me your ender pearl. This would mean I'll have to hunt down for these very insecure carbon mesh creatures. Come on. Just one pearl from you is enough. This enderman is giving me a rough time. There we go. We have officially acquired an ender pearl. The useful component for the other things, because we're going to put it through the pressurizer or pulverizer. Because once we do that, I can put it in there, and now it's time to pulverize. As you can see, it's churning it. I sleep in my sleeping bag in my laboratory, because I'm just kind of that person that just works around the clock. So when that's finished, we have indirect compound, indirect compound. We get more indirect compound. So basically we have 16 of these. And I just accidentally clicked out the game. And I can make a hand drill or a chainsaw. If I make a hand drill, considering that drill is currently equivalent to a diamond pickaxe using redstone flux, here is a book. You can enchant it for a wonderful 3x3. Okay. So how do I make you? So I need steel, a motor, adamant ingot, and 3 indirect compounds. I do see that as a possibility, or worth the upgrade for the investments. So that means we need 1 more motor. Okay. I'm pretty sure I gotta do this again. Yep, I gotta do that. So we gotta make 1 more motor, and then we can make ourselves the hand drill. And now we have drill sergeant advancement, and then we put this in the charger area, and look at that. Now we got ourselves a drill that is fully charged and ready to go. And then if I check this, can it, there we go. And they give us basically a better drill with hammering on it. Now we have a hand drill. We can definitely go mining. But I'm definitely going to give it a try to see how it functions, because this would definitely be something interesting. But that would also mean I can give up my pickaxe, but I'm not sure if I want to give it up too quickly, because I think there might be like some energy, like battery that we can carry around to keep this thing charged up for like periods of time. So let me try it. As you can see, it can definitely destroy a 3x3 area. So we made our mining a lot easier now. And this is only like playthrough number 1. So this is quite interesting. They gave us a drill that we can utilize. Kind of reminds me of modern industrialization, but we're just using redstone flux or energy flux. So now we can clear out areas, and we can also still do vein mining. And let me see if I can do this while shifting. Yep, I can still break 1 block at a time if I shift. I'm not sure if we can like change the modes on this, but since we definitely have a improved hand drill, we can definitely go and excavate a lot of things. That means no more breaking things 1 at a time. We can just break 3 and 3 at a time. This also makes clearing out the nether a little bit easily, but it just depends, and probably improves the search for ancient debris, but that's if it's even on my agenda. But now that we have basically a drill now the chainsaw, and now with this you can make your hand job better. A hand job better. I would say it's based on the context. So we already have indirect compound. We got to make another motor. So I have to see if I even have enough charcoal, because I'm pretty sure I have to make some more coils. This is enough just to make like 1 more coil. I'm just going to say these ingredients are going to get very expensive. Okay, let me check over here. There we go. Just going to collect these metals, because we need is just 1 of these. Okay, 1 of those. 2 steels. I gotta see if I have 2 steels I can make now. Okay, 2 steels, 3 enderic compound, 3 enderic compound, 1 animate, motor. We have to make more of these coils, and of course the coils, they're gonna require steel, and it seems like we still got to get some more iron. So I'll still have to maybe like fetch some iron now. And I am looking at my stream time. I might be able to continue on for like another but I have to see if I can actually find any iron around here, because I know in these levels it's kind of hard to find anything. So I'm just gonna have to go and look for some iron using my handy hand drill. But since we can break a 3x3, I can just mine through this. But it will still take a while. Okay, so you can see it cuts around ore. Usually it's supposed to like collect all of it at once. Only got a few seconds left, but again, I would probably add some more time, because I am like kind of close to just making the chainsaw. I just want to at least make the chainsaw. And if once I make the chainsaw, then I can conclude it up and just relax. Also, I'm just trying to train myself on like recording for, you know, a certain amount of time. And yep, that's my desktop. My desktop just made a sound. Let me just go ahead and modify the time a little bit. Okay. I'll just put it to, let me try just 600 seconds just to see how much that is. 600 seconds. That's what? If I click that, that's 10 minutes. All right, so I can give myself another 10 minutes. That's fine. Because I think all I'm looking for is mostly iron and some coal. Yep, see, I can still harvest the coal without a problem. So I give myself a 10-minute extra time just to get some metals and get some fuel. I wish we can use charcoal, but I guess they say we gotta utilize the actual metal. Okay. Okay, is there any more iron around here? I know there's still more because you got like some dripping around. Plus, I think all I just need is enough just to make the saw. Because once I make the saw, then I can cut down the trees fully, which means I could actually start using tree farms, but it will probably still be manual. Alright. Just picking up my pacing a little bit. There's a creeper right there. But luckily, oh, never mind. They could probably climb up ladders, but I doubt that because they got to use their mouth just to get on the ladder. Let's just go all the way to the top. Let's report back to our laboratory, get this stuff smelted down so we can make a chainsaw. And I'm just going to put the iron here just to boost productivity, but I would say this is more controlled because I do want to like actually get this going. So let me just, I wish I have like other burnable stuff. It doesn't have to be like this. I could probably burn some of those. I can probably burn some of the stuff here. I think I'm just going to start throwing things away that I probably don't need anyway, but just reusing them or repurposing them. So like pressure plates, slabs, because I'm going to be using it for other things. Wood. And then we have saplings. It's almost there. There we go. Just to at least try to use up something that we have, because I really don't want to keep going out there until there's like another time that I would definitely make another trip. So we do this, and then we gotta make, we must make, and they did highlight that we had to make a lot of these fine wires, which is a ton of nickel, and then we have to put the nickel back in here. Let me just get like 10 fine wires, and then when we do that, we do this process again. Magnetic coil, we can finally make the rotor, then we finish that, then we got ourselves a chainsaw, charge the chainsaw up, now we actually have a cutting device. So now we have cutting devices. It would technically mean these two tools here would definitely just be sitting on the sidelines, or I could still treat them as like a last resort, because they could still be useful, and if it's like a situation that happens, we can still use those tools within our reach. Okay, just cleaning up everything. Still got some coal here. All right, check the quest book. Okay, so since we did that, they gave us paper, and then I'm also thinking about, should I make the exo leggings? But this requires a motor and a lot of these copper reinforced platings. I wish I can make biodiesel ingots, but I have to make biodiesel dust, then biodiesel dust. It's like a combination. I think it's like alloying, so that means just alloy it with raw biopolymer. And I think for me to even get this, I need packed wheat and solid biofuel. Okay. I do want to see if I can actually make that though, but that's if I just want, you know, to move really efficiently. So I have to see, like, what can I do? And I know we have like rewards here. Gives us experience. Tree cutter. I mean, it gives a chainsaw, but I don't know. Like diamond, faster. Okay, copper. I'll say it just really doesn't matter. I think it's just based on if you have steel or not. And I know we do not have enough. Because even if we use, what, 4? You're only going to get 2. You're only going to get 2. I'm just trying to see if I can actually make this. That'd be 5. Wow. I'm really just seeing if it's possible, but it seems like I actually had to go on another run just to do that. And I only got 2 minutes. So, I mean, I could wait out the 2 minutes since it seems like I can't really like do much for now, because I do want to take a break and just relax, because I think I did a lot of grinding so far. I'm trying to see like what else I can make. We can make the assembler, right? But this requires a blast furnace, 2 motors, crafters, mechanical crafters, iron, redstone. Wait a second. I think we should go ahead and make the assembler then. Yeah, I think that's what I could possibly do. Just go ahead and make it the assembler, which I would just use. I could use the blast furnace. Actually, I do need to see if I can actually make something like that though, because it does look possible, but at the same time, I'm also looking at my recipe ingredients and such. So let me see here. Okay. Not that. Wait, what was I looking at? Crafter. Dropper. Oh, so it has to be stone? It has to be cobblestone. So I have to go and get cobblestone then. But again, I would still say this is quite overwhelming. Sometimes you don't get everything that you need or want. Sometimes you can always come back again and just look for it. Even though the timer is about to go out in a few, but I just have to just say, we did whatever we can. I think I only just need I think 2. Yeah. It's gonna ring in my ear. It's gonna be very loud. And then see, it needs iron, and it needs a crafting table. Yep, so it rung for me. So let me just make the finishing touches. Or I just at least make the mechanical crafters. Okay. So this just basically just makes the tree cut really fast. That's pretty much all it does. I thought it was going to be like, you know, ultimate tree cutter, but I think I had to still use Oritech's tree cutter for the job. I'm not sure if that's like a totally separate tool or something. But now I know it's just basically a faster or more efficient version of the iron axe or diamond axe or whatever tool that I have that can cut down a tree. So let's go ahead and make 2 crafting tables. And since I am looking at my iron, I know we're supposed to put 2 there, and then that. This is how you make mechanical crafters. I never really use them for anything, but it is interesting. Nickel, and I am looking at my iron because I do need another motor, and I know I don't have enough coils, and I'm pretty sure coils also matter, because the more coils the better. But I really don't have like any farms or anything for iron or coal. I wish there was like a way to make more coal. Seems like all we can do is smelt. Yep, all you can do is just smelt mostly. So I'm just going to put everything away now. Because we just don't have enough iron and coal to like do the rest. But we do have like the crafter set up and this and some of the steel ingots. But I'm also looking like in the long run. Like I'm just sitting here running the math here. See, once I do that, that's only enough to make like one rotor. And I have to also, let me see how you make the rotor. If I make the assembly, I could actually save more. But again, I still have to get some more iron, unless I want to like go and find like a village and just see if I can try to farm that. But I doubt I'll farm anything from the village. But yeah, I think that's gonna conclude for everything. And my anvil broke. So now all I can do is just say we have basically made a pulverizer. We found the use of the lava generator, which also creates power from heat. We made ourselves a very primitive machinery or contraption that just mostly just uses simple logic gates, and it just pulls from a chest, goes right, or it gets dispensed into the furnace, and then it gets outputted from the blast furnace to get us these metals. And the laboratory has a upgrade. It's slightly a bit wider, but there's probably still some more to do. We made some trash cans to keep the place nice and clean. But again, there's going to be some more renovations and changes. And in here, nothing has changed in this nice loft. But the good news is we have finally made ourselves the hand drill and the chainsaw, which makes cutting down trees and going underground and mining a lot efficient. But if you guys enjoyed this playthrough, I am very thankful for your time. And now all I'm just going to do is just relax. And I might just go ahead and collect a little bit of that coal over there. But once I return back on Friday and possibly Saturday, then I will definitely continue learning more about Oritech. But until then, see you guys later and good night.